So I originally started with Partners Financial back in 1998. I worked my way up through the company. I ended up doing the job that I'm doing now. It was a little bit different back then. But in 2004, I ended up going to work for one of my clients. And the original reason why I went to go to work for him was to help him build a successful in-house credit program. Well, once I arrived, within a couple of weeks, I found out that my new job was to run the entire company. So I did a little bit of everything. Hello, everyone. I hope your day is going well. Hey, instead of me talking about some possible process improvement or some regulation that's coming down the pike, I want to tell a story about some time that I had spent working with one of my clients and a bit of experience that kind of helped me understand a little better about how important it is to maintain customer connections. So I originally started with Partners Financial back in 1998. I worked my way up through the company. I ended up doing the job that I'm doing now. It was a little bit different back then. But in 2004, I ended up going to work for one of my clients. And the original reason why I went to go to work for him was to help him build a successful in-house credit program. Well, once I arrived, within a couple of weeks, I found out that my new job was to run the entire company. So I did a little bit of everything, but I didn't forget about the in-house credit program. So that was set up to help consumers, or in my case, it was students, who didn't have the funding options available to them to go to school because they had not qualified for some sort of a state grant program, or they didn't have the cash to pay in full. And they also had less than perfect or no credit at all, so getting funding was especially challenging for that particular demographic. So this is where the school itself became the bank, and we provided financing for tuition for those particular students. So over the course of the next 3 years following my arrival, we did so much financing of students. It was a multi-million-dollar portfolio by the time we hit like our 3-year mark. Now this was providing a substantial monthly residual income. And we had a pretty successful program, so the students were very happy. So we experienced like a 90% recovery rate. So 9 out of 10 students plus were making their monthly payments on time. So the portfolio itself was a very worthwhile investment for us. So then came the housing crash of 2008, 2009. That credit program was probably the most important thing that we could have had in place, because the unemployment rate in our area, well, in some areas in our state, was as high as 18%. So funds were limited. People were having a hard time getting a hold of cash at that time. So we put people through the program so they can get employment. And within a couple of years, around 2010, I noticed that our recovery rate had dropped off significantly. So it had dropped down like in the 60s. So I knew these folks were working. I just couldn't figure out why all of a sudden the sudden drop. So after doing audits, and probably more than one time, we discovered that the number one thing that was taking place is we were losing contact with our customers. So at that time, Partners Financial was servicing my paper, so I contacted them, and between them and us, we launched a pretty heavy call campaign. We were able to reestablish contact with our customers, and right away, the recovery rate jumped right back up into at least the 80s. So the point of me telling you this story is you have to maintain contact with your customers, because how much they care about your business, how much they care about the service or the product that they purchased, has a huge impact on whether or not they're going to pay for it if they're financing it. But if you'd like to talk a little more about this, give me a call, send me an email. I'd love to hear about your experience. And of course, if you need to be in a better place tomorrow than you are today, I certainly want to be available for that as well. But as always, be safe, be well, don't take any unnecessary risk. And I hope to talk with a lot of you soon. Take care. Hello, Sean Martin, Director of Business Engagement. So if you like this video, be sure to follow us on LinkedIn and YouTube. But don't forget to visit our website, check out the services we have to offer. Essentially, Partners Financial Services is a full-service accounts receivable management firm. So we specialize in billing, loan servicing, and debt collections. Some of the industries that we serve are the education industry, everything from a proprietary school all the way up to a college, university, higher educational level. Also banking, financial institutions, credit unions, and then a handful of miscellaneous industries that we do some debt collections for. So yeah, give us a call, send us an email, let us know what you have in mind, and we can see if our services can line up with your objectives and help you get in a better place than you are today.